Welcome back. It is 1644 in the last one. Nothing really happened with our main family, but we had Nicholas have to deal with Muriel in his house, Humphrey trying to start to get back at Abraham, Chogan divorcing Priscilla to marry Weedamoo, Abraham getting Jacqueline pregnant. So lots of things are happening. For birthdays, we have Sarah Hobird, no 4, 8, or 17. I don't. Okay, before I say this, let's roll for Phineas. We have 3 kids: Phineas, Holly, and Silence. No 13 or 19. No 13 or 19. Okay, what I was gonna say is I feel like we have been very lucky lately. Like, look at all of the birthdays we've had, and people have not died. So I wanted to say that before, I jinx myself and lose Phineas. So no 3, 9, or 20 for Isaac Hobird. Survived. See, we're doing so well. Okay. 1644. Birthdays. We have Temperance finally becoming an adult. Hannah becoming a child. Great. I think that's it. We have Weedamoo and Chogun having children right now. Isaac, I guess Isaac wasn't meant to get married. He's not on here. So let's hop into the game. All right, so I am back from my vacation, and so I'm trying to get my bearings, so let's get them together. Here is our main household, obviously. We are here with Austin, and Phineas's birthday is actually this year, so both of our kids are going to be children at this point. And we have Bernard and Solomon doing pretty well. Everything is going pretty good in this household. It is not the main focus of today, but I just wanted to check in with them, check on the garden, make them some money. I mean, we can make 2,000 simoleons like this morning. So if we actually played here every single day, we would be really rolling in it right now. So we're just getting this done, and then we will head out to our actual storylines for today. This is also the first time I'm filming in a while. So the last thing I did was some of the Regency story stuff. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. And I'm going to have to try and play ahead again because I'm moving soon. So I just have a lot going on this year. This year is a big year for me. So I'm going to do my best to make sure you guys are always getting videos from me. So let's check in on Priscilla. Priscilla is obviously having a really hard time because her husband has basically gotten a new wife who he can get pregnant because she unfortunately cannot get pregnant. And so they have brought in Weedamoo in order to, not only is he now the chief and has that connection to the Metacomet family, but also she's able to have the children for him. And so it's really something that Priscilla has been struggling with for a long time. Her in-laws hate her. Weedamoo hates her. And honestly, her husband has not been super supportive of her and in this household, and she just has had enough. Like, there's only so much one person can take. So she has decided that she's going to go back home to the De Mohun household. And so she is going to tell her husband, basically, this is not working. I can't live like this. Like, I cannot live like this. And you have not done enough to support me in this situation. I do love you. I know we were in love, and it just didn't end up being enough. And that's really the tragedy of it, is that the two of them really did love each other. They just hopped into this really fast and didn't think about whether they could withstand, the pressure of having children and the pressure of, making alliances within your own community and all of that stuff. So it's been very difficult. And I think that he is sad, but he also has not been doing his very best for her, and he knows that, and he knows that he can't be there for her in the way that she needs it. So he's not really going to try and stop her at all. Also, her in-laws are like, yeah, get out, go. So she is going to come and try to return home now. So she is going to go back. The man in charge of her is Abraham. That is her the person who is in charge of her, the person who, the man that was responsible for her before she got married. Unfortunately for her, if Margaret was still alive, she probably would have gone to Margaret's house, but it's not like she knows Solomon or Bernard very well in order to ask them for help. Like, they have been very reclusive for obvious reasons, and so she doesn't really have a lot of options except for to go see Abraham. So here she comes to talk to him. And she's going to basically tell him that she's left her husband, that she is, needs his support, needs his help. Of course, he's not coming over when I want him to. The Sims never listen to me. But she's basically talking to him and she's like, look, I really need your help. Like, can I come home? Like, I can see that your house is a disaster. Look at all those clothes on the floor. Like, you need a woman in this house. I know you're planning on getting married and everything, but like, can we work something out here? And Abraham's like, look, Priscilla, I like you. I really do. Like, I wish I could help you, but I can't. He basically tells her, like, if I were to let you into my house, like, it would ruin my engagement, it would ruin my marriage prospects, it would ruin my reputation, because you are now, first off, you ran away from your engagement to marry a Native American man, which a lot of people, and especially the Harpers, do not agree with. They are a racist family. They are 100%, because the dad, that guy, no, he's not a good person. So anyway, he's basically telling Priscilla that because of, everything, now she's divorced. She obviously is, you know, done woohoo before. I don't know how to say this with the still be trying to be, you know, not family friendly, because my videos are not for children, but I don't know. Anyway, he basically says no. He says no. So she decides that, she's going to try and go to Abigail for help. Abigail, she was close to Abigail before Abigail moved and everything, and they've sent letters to keep in touch and stuff. So she hops on the first boat and she goes to see Abigail, and she's like, Abigail, you're my last family member left. I really need you. I was in a bad situation and I'm just trying to get out of it, and I just need a fresh start, and like, can I come stay with you? And Abigail is like, of course you can. Like, Abigail has really done a lot of growing up from her youthful days where she was, causing drama, but she is 100%. She's like, of course, you are my sister. I think they're twins even. So she's like, yes, stay with me. Stay with me. So, basically, Priscilla, wouldn't have the greatest reputation. She also is kind of an unknown in this area because she has never lived here. So she is going to basically, be the like nanny slash governess for the Hobird family that Abigail's a part of now. So I was trying to think of like, what outfit do I put her in, because I feel like it wouldn't be as fancy as Abigail's, but like, I don't have a ton of options and I really don't know what the style was looking like at this point in time. So we're just going to do our best to put her in something. We'll just pick this one. It's fine. Everything's fine. So she's going to wear white because she's like, quote unquote, in the Hobird family now. So she is going to do that. And we are going to have her become their nanny. So back with Abraham, what we have is him cooking. But like, so Abraham has been trying really hard to get Temperance to marry him. We all know that Abraham has rolled not to marry, so that's why we're dragging it out so long. But he is trying really hard to get Temperance to marry him, but he has also been, woohooing with whoever he feels like, and that includes Jacqueline, who is in fact pregnant. So Jacqueline is pregnant, and I think she already told him in the last video, but she's been noticeably pregnant now, and her family has found out and everything. And so she comes to him and she's like, Abraham, please, like, can we just get married already? Like, my family is so angry with me and it's been such a hardship. And like, my father's talking about throwing me out, and like, I really need you to take responsibility for me and the baby. And Abraham's like, of course, of course, of course. Don't worry about it. Like, I promise. I just need to figure some things out with the Harper family. You know how the father can be. He's awful. But he's basically trying to placate her and kind of get her to not tell everybody that it is him that is the father of her child, because she has struggled a lot in her, now that everybody has realized that she's pregnant, because she can't hide it any longer. So she is trying to get help from him, but he's just kind of like, I promise, I promise, I promise, but he's not really fulfilling those promises. But he is saying like, don't worry, it's going to be taken care of. You just need to hang on for a little bit longer. And she just kind of, accepts that because she's young and she's naive. Like, he is a lot older than her at this point. But she's naive, and she thinks that he is going to turn around and marry her, and they're going to be happy, and everything is going to be all right, and that she's just going through a little bit of a hardship right now, and it's all going to be fine later. But we all know that that is not what's going to happen, because he is planning his next big break, and she is not a part of it. So, poor Jacqueline. But that's just the way that he's rolling right now. So next we're going to check on Muriel. So Muriel is living her best life. She didn't even have to take care of a baby because the baby passed, but she's living her best life as Nicholas's basically out and proud mistress that he has taken responsibility for. And, of course, Mia, the wife, hates her, but she is definitely using her kind of new position in the house to her advantage. And so Nicholas is obviously very angry at Jacqueline. Like Jacqueline already told Abraham that, her parents were very angry at her for getting pregnant, and he's demanding to know who the man is, so he takes responsibility. But she is not giving up Abraham. She's not giving up his name because she's just doing what he says. Like she knows that if she follows what he says, that it'll all work out. So, she's just taking her father's, anger and just saying like, it'll be fine. He's going to marry me. And Nicholas can obviously see the truth. And he's like, no, he won't. Look at you. He would have married you by now if it was going to happen. So anyway, Nicholas is then going to have a talk with Muriel, who we cannot see as per usual, right? So we can't see Muriel, but she's here. So here she is in the chair. And Nicholas is going to talk to her and basically be like, I don't know what to do about Jacqueline. This is going to ruin everything for our family. Like our reputation has already taken a hit because of, us. And also, I don't know what that's going to do for what's the sister's name? Janice, I think. Yeah, Janice. So he's like, I don't know what's going to happen with Janice's marriage prospects. Like she's already, getting older. She needs to find a husband. Nobody's really interested. And this is even going to make it worse because now everybody's going to know that Jacqueline is pregnant and it's just not going to help and blah, blah, blah. So basically, he's really worried about that. And Muriel's like, wait a second. I can solve this problem. So she's like, don't worry about it. Like, I actually know what we can do for Janice, because obviously Jacqueline is going to have a very hard time finding a husband in her current state. So they are worried about Janice finding a husband, but Muriel knows someone who wants a wife. So if you remember in the past, Muriel was working with Elias. He was going to give her some money and stuff, and she was going to, basically sell off Priscilla to Elias. So she knows that Elias is in want of a wife, a young one who is pretty and who, will just like do her wifely stuff. And so Muriel's like, I know someone who's desperate for a wife. Like we can marry Janice to him. And then Janice won't need to worry about her future because it's going to be ruined by the total shenanigans that are her family, and that's really unfair to poor Janice and to poor Mia. They both have such a hard life. It's really not fair for them, but anyway. So they come to talk to Elias and basically say like, hey, we're looking for a husband for Janice, and, you are an excellent candidate. You even have your own house, so let's do it. So he gets to know Elias a little bit better because Nicholas does love his children. He does want what's best for them. Even though he's furious with Jacqueline right now, he does want Janice to succeed in life. And so he is going to make sure that he thinks that Elias would be a good husband to her and everything, and they make a deal. They get to know each other a little bit better, and then they do make that deal. And then we head home to tell Janice exactly what's going on here. So we're going to come over here. We're going to have the whole family gather around so we can tell Janice and Mia and I guess Jacqueline that Janice has been found a husband. And of course, Mia's kind of like, why wasn't I involved in this? Why did you bring Muriel? And he's like, Muriel found this for us. She's really helping us out and everything and all of that stuff. So he's basically telling Mia, like, get over it because we solved the problem. And poor Janice is kind of like, I don't even know him. I've never even met him before. Like, all I know is he's like an old man that no one wants to marry, and I don't know if I like that. But she doesn't really get to say. Her father has already made a deal and arranged it for her, so she's just kind of like, great. And she just got a crush on Muriel. So anyway, we're going to go straight to the wedding. We're just going to, shotgun wedding because we need Janice to be taken care of before Jacqueline really ruins everything by having that baby. So we're going to go here, and I was trying to do arranged marriages. Now, in just a moment, my game is going to crash. Yay me. In just a moment, my game is going to crash, and then I'm going to come back in, but since I didn't get that far behind because I had kept changing household, so it kept being, save and close. So, basically, I'm able to get Nicholas and Elias to be close enough that they can arrange a marriage instead of having to do this like by actually getting their romance up and stuff. They don't really need to do that. We can do an arranged marriage instead. So I get that working. Also, I don't know. There was a game update in the time I've been gone, so I did not update my mods yet. So that's why you saw that the profile was almost up. But anyway, the game is about to crash right about any second now, right now. Okay, so here's everybody coming back for the second time. And this time they're under an arranged marriage, so they don't even have a relationship with each other. So let's get them to the aisle and get them married and get them moved in together. So poor Janice has been married off to Elias. So that's what happened here. Actually, I don't know if I updated the family tree about that. To be honest, I should make a note. Family tree, Elias, and Janice. So yes, they are now going to be married. Janice is just kind of like, okay, well, guess this is the way it is. I think she's becoming a young adult next year, so she is definitely struggling a little bit to deal with all of that. But she is just accepting her fate here and doing what her father tells her to, because that's all that a woman can do in this time period. So that's unfortunate for her, but true. So we'll just deal with that where it comes. So here they go. They're getting married. She does not want to kiss him. She honestly doesn't even want to touch him. So we're going to have them move in together, and then we're going to go back to their house where she is going to honestly avoid him because she does not want to woohoo with him. So she is going to avoid him, and he is going to be not happy about that, obviously. So he is not very pleased that she has been spending their wedding night over here, and he comes and he kind of, talks to her and is like, what is your deal? Like, you're my wife now, so your job is to make babies for me and take care of the house and all that stuff. So he's kind of like, what are you doing? And she's like, please, like, I'm not even a young adult until next year. Like, please just give me some time. I really don't want to. So, even though Elias is gross and awful, like, he's not gonna force her. And then Weedamoo just had the baby. So we don't have to roll for that baby because it's not like one of our babies it's just a townie baby. But anyway, basically, Elias is not going to force anything. That's a little much, but I could see if she holds out for too long and doesn't give in, I could see something like that potentially happening in the future, but not right off the bat. So anyway, we're going to go to the Harper family, not the Harper family, the Smith family. Sorry, I get all my townie families confused. So we have Rebecca Smith here, who is, kind of the older sister, but she is also taking care of all the children, taking care of the house, having trouble finding a partner to marry and everything, and she's definitely struggling with that. But she has, in the last one, she did end up making friends with Esther, so she is very happy to have a friend in Esther, especially like Esther is like literally the most beautiful girl in town, and she is friends with Rebecca, and she's just like, Esther is such a sweet soul, because she's not friends with her because like it makes her look better. You know how like that's like the stereotype is that the pretty girl is friends with like the not as stereotypically pretty girl because she wants to like bolster herself, but that's so not the case with Esther. Esther just like they click, they're good friends, they understand each other. Like Esther has lived her life in a difficult position too as a woman, and also like even though she's had such a loving family and everything, like she understands Rebecca and she understands the pressure to get married and find a husband and everything, and so the two of them really understand each other well. And Esther's just such a nice person. I just really like her a lot, and I want only the best for her. But what's going to happen is we know that Nathaniel, Rebecca's brother, has a crush on Esther because obviously she's the most beautiful. And so he is going to come and try and make a move on her, but he's like a jerk. So he tries to like put her down. What's it called? Is it like negging or something? Or did I just say a word that I really shouldn't have said? But there's definitely a word for it where you like put the woman down so that she'll like deal with you. Please tell me that's the word. A form of emotional manipulation that involves making a backhanded compliment to lower someone's confidence. Yes, okay. That is it. Okay. I was worried that I got that wrong. to make them seek their manipulator's approval. So yeah, he's definitely like doing that where he like tries to, you know, but she's so not into it, and she's so not into him, and she knows he's a jerk, and she thinks he's a jerk. And so, Rebecca kind of like steers him away because she knows that it makes Esther uncomfortable. But then Esther was talking to John a little bit. So John is her other brother who became a teenager pretty recently. But so Esther and him were just talking a little bit, and they got along a lot better. Just saying, they got along a lot better. Because Jonathan is actually a nice person, and so they were just chatting and having a good time and maybe becoming friends. We'll see where it goes. So, no more grill for you because you guys are always lighting yourselves on fire. Okay, so Ahanu has been having a really tough time because his father was the chief. He was going to become the chief, but his mother was also Odalina. And so he was going to become the chief, and that position got stolen by Chogan, and because of that, he has kind of been in a place where he like doesn't really know what to do, and he doesn't really know where he fits in or what he wants or anything, and so he's really been struggling with that because he doesn't feel like he has a place here, and so one of the things that is happening is because the Yahtzee family, they want to be able to another baby. Unfortunately, though, Abraham's baby does not survive. But anyway, so because the Yazzie family wants to basically make sure their ties to the Metacomet family is strong, and so that they can't, even if they do get the title taken away from them again, that they are still, able to have these ties with each other. So, we are going to introduce a new family, and this family was made by Mick Opla, and off of my hashtag Megan Plays Sims, and it is a family with Onquit Nokomis, and she is a widow with a young son Yona, and then she has also just taken in her niece Chenoa. So because of all of that, she's got a tough time right now. She's got a small child, and her husband just died, and she's also taking care of her niece, and it's difficult for her, but she is being introduced to Ahanu because they are both single, and people want to continue to, she's a cousin of Chogan, and so because of that, they're like, okay, like let's make some more family connections here, and so they're getting to know each other a little bit. They're not super getting along. It's kind of difficult for some reason. The like make friends thing is not showing up all the time, but basically, they're just getting to know each other a little bit, and they both know that they're kind of being pushed together a little bit, and what he wants. He is kind of aimless, and I don't think she really likes that about him. She wants someone who kind of knows where he's going, and so because of that, it's kind of difficult. So they're just getting to know each other now. We'll see where it goes, but everybody kind of wants them to get together. Then we're going to head over here to say goodbye to the baby. This was Abraham's baby, and honestly, Nicholas is kind of relieved that the baby had not survived. Not that, I mean, obviously he's sad, but at the same time, he's kind of like, well, that's one less thing we have to worry about. Maybe Jacqueline can, after a while, people can kind of forget that ever happened, and Jacqueline can kind of, phase back into society. Like maybe we can figure that out, but Jacqueline is obviously devastated because, that was her baby with the man that she loves very much. And, it's definitely a big struggle there for her, especially considering the fact that her family is kind of happy that happened, even though it's obviously, a travesty. But, like, they think that it's just making their lives easier, which is not nice, but that's why they have a difficult family dynamic now. So everybody is not having an easy time here. But anyway, we are going to head out for birthdays. We actually also have to. I forgot for a little bit. I forgot that it was Phineas's birthday, but we are going to get him a cake and do his thing. But for other birthdays, we also have Sarah Hobird becoming a toddler, Phineas Dubois becoming a child, Holly Hobird becoming a child, Silence Waldrick becoming a child, Isaac Hobird becoming a young adult, Temperance Harper becoming a young adult, Hannah Smith becoming a child, Nita Yazzie being born and becoming an infant, and baby Phelps did unfortunately pass away. And then we have Elias and Janice getting married, and we have another baby on the way for Weedamoo and Chogun. So a few things happening. We'll see if we definitely have a lot planned. We have a lot going on, but we're planning pretty well. So there's a lot of drama still to come. A lot of couples that we're only just starting to set up, but we will. Hopefully, we'll get some people married soon so they can get babies, because I really, I really want them to start having babies. And I like that our kids are getting older so that they can start participating in stories more. So that'll be nice. And yeah, unfortunately, our club is full too, so we're gonna have to start filling up the other club again. But we'll just deal with that when we come to it. So there is Phineas. He rolled to be good, so he's a good boy, and we're gonna see what his life has ahead of him. So I'm really excited about it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.